Imagine standing on a busy railway platform. A massive freight train thunders past. The ground quakes beneath your feet. Steel rails glint in the sunlight, and beneath them stretches a dense layer of jagged stones, continuing as far as your eyes can see. You've passed over them countless times. But have you ever wondered why they're always there? Why not concrete slabs? Why not sand? Why are the stones sharp, angular, and almost identical across the world? Today, we're uncovering the hidden story of railway ballast, the stones that make trains safe, stable, and efficient. Right here on Simple History of Things for You. The story begins with George Stephenson, often called the father of railways, in the 1820s. When he built the Stockton and Darlington Railway in 1825, Stephenson faced a serious challenge. Rails laid directly on soil shifted and sank under heavy locomotives. Sleepers, the horizontal supports under rails, were unstable. Derailments were a real danger. Engineers initially experimented with sand, gravel, and crushed shells. None of them worked reliably under repeated loads. Then Stephenson tried crushed stone, sharp, angular, interlocking rocks. The result? Rails stayed in place, sleepers remained level, and trains ran smoothly. Stephenson's solution became the foundation of railway engineering worldwide. Even in the 19th century, trains were enormous. Passenger locomotives already weighed dozens of tons. Freight trains carried thousands of tons. Modern freight trains can exceed 10,000 tons. Every wheel presses down with immense force. Without ballast, rails would twist, sleepers would shift, and derailments would occur frequently. Ballast solves this problem. The first secret is shape. These stones are jagged and irregular, not smooth. Their rough edges interlock, creating friction. Smooth stones would roll under pressure, failing to hold the track in place. Interlocking ballast anchors sleepers, preventing sideways or forward movement. Stability alone is reason enough for their use. But ballast does more than just hold track steady. It distributes weight. Pressure travels from the rail, to the sleeper, into the stones, and finally into the soil below. The interlocking stones spread this load evenly, preventing sinking or deformation. Without ballast, tracks would deform rapidly under constant traffic. Vibration is another hidden factor. Every train generates oscillations, metal wheels against steel rails. The small gaps between stones allow micro-movements, absorbing shocks, lowering noise, and protecting the track structure. Passenger comfort and long-term track integrity both rely on this subtle cushion. Water presents yet another challenge. Rails face rain, snow, and seasonal moisture. Pooling water accelerates corrosion and weakens the soil beneath. Ballast naturally channels water away from the sleepers, keeping the foundation dry without complex drainage systems. Vegetation is also a problem. Weeds and roots can push up against sleepers or rails, causing misalignment. The dry, uneven surface created by ballast discourages plant growth. Even thermal expansion is accounted for. Rails expand with heat and contract in cold weather. Ballast anchors sleepers, minimizing buckling and unwanted movement during temperature shifts. Maintenance of ballast is ongoing. Over time, dirt and debris accumulate, filling gaps and reducing drainage. Specialized machines lift the track, clean or replace fouled stones, and reset the foundation. What seems static is actually part of a dynamic system, maintained carefully to support millions of tons of traffic daily. Historically, ballast emerged as a solution in early railways, but the idea evolved quickly. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, on the Great Western Railway in the 1840s, refined the technique, specifying stone size, thickness, and layering methods. Engineers discovered that angular granite, basalt, or quartzite stones performed best, resisting weathering and crushing for decades. From England to the United States, the principle spread, forming the basis for modern railway systems worldwide. Think back to that moment on the platform. Those stones don't move. They don't announce themselves, yet they bear the immense forces of every train passing above. They stabilize, distribute weight, absorb vibration, drain water, resist vegetation, and manage thermal expansion. The largest human transportation systems often rely on these smallest, overlooked layers beneath our feet. A few things to take with you. First, notice the jagged edges when you walk along tracks. Second, Watch how they form a continuous, interlocking bed beneath the sleepers. Third, after rainfall, observe the channels between stones. They're actively draining water. So, why are there stones along railway tracks? From Stephenson's experiments in 1825 to modern high-speed networks, ballast has remained indispensable. It stabilizes rails, spreads immense weight, absorbs vibration, manages water, and prevents plant growth. Next time you pass a railway, remember, the most ordinary detail under your feet is one of the most remarkable engineering innovations of the industrial age. Which everyday railway detail have you noticed 100 times without understanding its purpose? If you have suggestions for the next story to uncover, drop them in the comments. We read every one. Hit like, subscribe, and don't miss the next hidden story of everyday history. Stay curious. See you in the next one.